Hey, show number 314 for, what is this, May 24th? Yeah, May 24th, 2020, Sunday of the long Memorial Day weekend, the traditional start to summer. Let me go ahead and post the link there if anyone wants to join. Hopefully we get a couple people pop in here. I know this is kind of a traditionally a busy weekend, but with all this stuff that's going on with the pandemic, maybe not. Everybody's staying at home and doing that. We're pretty much doing what everybody else is doing, hanging out at home, catching up on some yard work and some stuff around the house. Hopefully the rain doesn't come tomorrow. I've been working on the deck. Cleaning the deck and getting ready to restain the deck for the first time in a few years. Time to do that. So lots of work doing that. We've got the deck with a little enclosed porch, which probably don't need to refinish because it doesn't get a lot of sun and dirt and all that stuff. But the deck, we've got some steps, wood steps that go from the driveway down to the backyard. So most of that is cleaned at this point. At least the horizontal surfaces. Got to do the railing on the deck tomorrow. So I've got the cleaner and all that. And then I don't know if anybody out there has cleaned a deck before or done a deck, but got to clean it. It's been, we've had our deck for 10 years. It's about 10, almost 11 years old at this point. So every few years, you got to stain it and clean it. So when you do that, you've got to clean it, rinse it off with the hose, or pressure wash it, let it dry for a couple days at least, and then the stain we put down is it's kind of an oil-based stain that actually soaks into the wood, and that requires obviously a dry surface, and then no rain for a couple of days potentially. So that's going to be the challenge. I've got to still got to get the stain, but hopefully get everything cleaned here tomorrow. Get that finished up, and then over the next week or two, get it stained as the weather and stuff as time permits. So hope everybody else is doing good. That's kind of been my weekend, doing that and doing a little bit of yard work. Catching up on stuff, playing around in GIMP with the converting color negatives to positives and doing that. So I did a little bit of that today. Posted a couple images that I did that. I've still got to learn a lot, but I got it to work a couple of different ways, which is good. Now I just need to get used to doing it. So I posted 2 images to Flickr. One was a shot that I did 3 years ago when we were up in Cooperstown. It was a covered bridge over a stream, and I did that and scanned it in at the studio I was a member of for a couple of years. Scanned it in there and then converted it in Photoshop using a plugin that was good for Photoshop. But now that I'm no longer using Adobe and I'm using GIMP, that plugin doesn't work. But I did figure out that the GMIC plugin seems to have a pretty decent film conversion option. So that is ready. There we go. Hey, James.
How you doing?
Hey, James.
How you
Good.
doing?
How are you?
Good. Am I the only one on yet?
Not yet. Just me and then you. So
I've done my tea then.
Yeah, I posted the link to the Facebook group, so maybe Dennis will pop in.
He will. He said he will.
Okay, good. So let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, there's post the link in there. It looks like it didn't show up in the comments. I'll go ahead and post it there again and see what we get here. There we go. There we go. Live chat. There we go. So hopefully it's in there Yeah, yeah, showed up. Oh, there's the other one too. So now there's 2 links in there. So anybody clicks on YouTube, you can join. But it's been. Oh, there's Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
All right, Mark. Yeah,
Good. How are you?
fine.
Still exploring the inside of your house here. Not allowed to go out.
Oh no, we can go out now, but
Huh?
just not allowed to meet people.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they changed it to you can have unlimited time out now, but you still have the social distance, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they're saying, that you can meet up with people, but you got to stay 2 meters apart if you're
Okay.
not from the same household.
Mm-hmm.
But
So are any businesses open other than grocery and pharmacies at this
No.
point? No.
nothing's open. They're talking about opening stuff on the 1st of June.
Okay. Yeah, that's next week, so not too far away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, America is wide open for business, so come on over and you can do
Yeah.
all your shopping and get the Americanized strain of COVID. So.
Yeah. The only problem with that is when I come back, I'll have to go to isolation for 2 weeks.
That's true. That's true.
Put your laptop with you, you'll be busy then.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Well, I actually went to see my granddaughter yesterday. I had a great time.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good. So you made the drive. You made the hour drive. What you say is about an hour away. And
Yeah, it's 55 minutes.
oh, okay. Nice.
Not too bad.
Very nice. Yeah. That's that is good. Yeah. Well, we're supposedly everything is open here, but people still aren't. There's even though things are open, people just haven't automatically just went out and done everything. They're still being fairly cautious for the most part. So I guess that's good.
The weather's been really nice in this country,
Yeah.
and on the internet they were showing thousands of people sitting on the beaches, car parks full up.
Okay. So now are the beaches officially open or are they closed?
No, I think they're open. They're just going to have to try and stay away from people. But
Okay.
some of the people who live in the towns, I live near a seaside town
Mhm.
down the area, and they said there was hundreds of thousands of people turning out of London coming down for the day.
Yeah.
Open. There's no shops open.
Yeah. Well, that's what's going on here. Some of the beaches they've had, some beaches people have been pretty good. They've kind of, maybe there might be a family of 5 or 6 people, but they've stayed kind of apart from other groups. But there's other beaches. Maybe they showed it over there. Did they show it? It was Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It was just, solid people front to back, left to right. And so, and they were saying, oh yeah, there's cars from all over. They're looking at the tags and there's cars from out of state, all other parts of the state. So it's like, okay, when all these people leave, if there's something going around, they're all going to go their own separate ways. And
There's some places that don't want other people from other states to go into their state as well.
yeah.
I think they're taking it a bit lenient because was it one of the countries opened up their nightclubs?
Wasn't that?
Oh, which one was it? Oh, that was South Korea.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the guys went from 4 different nightclubs and got a few hundred people infected? Yeah.
And they had hundreds of cases of COVID. Yeah, they've shut the nightclub.
They had something like that here. Where was it? It was a church service a couple weeks ago. Somebody went to a church and he didn't feel sick, and he went to church, and then a day later he got sick and went to the hospital, and they tested him and he was positive, and then they took a look at everybody else that was in that church, and 80 people and 90 people out of it got exposed and were showing symptoms, so it's just
this has not gone away yet.
No, not going away for a while.
Yeah, the good news was the scientists in London here, they reckon they've already got a vaccine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Oxford. Yeah, the group over at Oxford is doing. Seems to be the leader right now, and they're working with. they're using Emory University here in Atlanta. They've got some relationship, so they were testing some of that vaccine using some people here in Atlanta, I think, because they were doing a story on the local news about some guy here locally who got, it was a test vaccine, and it was the one that was developed in Oxford, I guess. So
yeah, they said that the scientist who was working on it said it shows real promise, and he doesn't see any reason why it won't work. But of course, they still got to go through the testing.
Yeah. That's going to be the. I mean, all this. That's going to be the key. Is when you get a vaccine that is mostly reliable. I mean, the vaccines are even the best vaccine is still isn't 100% effective. But if you get a vaccine, where it's something like the flu vaccine, where it's reliable and then a bunch of people have been vaccinated, then the virus is still going to be around and people are still going to get sick and they're still going to die. But the vaccine will take care of removing a large chunk of people from being potential. So
he also said the scientists have found that people who got it in intensive care, their T cells in their blood, where the normal count was 2,000 to 4,000, that these people who were really sick were as low as 200 to 400, and now they reckon they're using drugs which will increase the production of the T cells.
Okay. All right. So I wonder.
They give really sick people to see if they like.
Yep.
They don't know how this virus is doing it, but it's knocking out their immune system.
So it's doing more. It's having more effect on the T cells than the flu virus. Then is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So they have got drugs that can increase your T cell production.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that if you're in intensive care more than 3 days, they're giving this drug now to the people.
Okay, that makes sense.
Try and see if the survival rate increases.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the proven ways to increase the survival rate is to drink a beer. So I'm drinking. I'm drinking an IPA. Are you drinking your Modelo, Joe? Are you drinking Modelo?
No, I am having something very hoppy. And yet slightly sweet and fruity, but refreshing.
Hot water. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm having basically what you're having, except with alcohol in it.
Mm-hmm. I'm having a tea.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
James is probably the smart one out of us. But Earl Grey, James?
No, Tetley's.
Tetley's, okay.
Now, can you hear me okay? Every week, sometimes people can't hear me. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good now. Yeah. I think what happens is sometimes when you first start speaking to it, the first word or two, it takes a little while to register, and that might be it. But no, when you talk, it's fine. You're coming across good.
Yeah, your wife might say the same thing too. Like when you first speak, it's just hard to register. Like,
I know. The boss said that.
That's why I slept around the divorce court and say, "Fuck off." And I've experienced two of them, so that's it.
You don't have to worry about that now. Yeah.
Where's your dinner tonight?
What? I'm sorry. Yeah, I couldn't hear him again.
See, it started already.
Yeah.
I
said, where's your dinner tonight? Usually have your dinner in front of you.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I actually had it was more like a brunch. So I'm still floating off of that. I'm still.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah. You had that just a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I had like a very late.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, good. So we're wide open here, but restaurants still aren't. There's some people going to restaurants, but not very many. Most people are wearing masks when they're out and about. So we're getting.
I've been to some places and they don't wear masks or gloves.
Yeah. Well, I think masks are probably more important than gloves, but it's been interesting though. The stores that require it, like Costco requires you wear a mask when you go in. Trader Joe's, I think most of the stores ask that you do. So
yeah.
And I think it's more to protect the people that are in the store all day than you coming and going, because they're sitting there being exposed to all the people that are coming in kind of in an enclosed environment. I mean, I think that's the.
But it's funny. I went to Harris Teeter to get some groceries, and right in front of the guy who's the register, right? You got that plastic glass, but to pay him, you have to step over here and pass him the cup.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got the glass, but then you got to go around the glass to pay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah. It's like, if you're gonna sneeze, Mr. Customer, sneeze on the glass. Don't sneeze when you come around.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's still imperfect. That's for sure. That's for sure. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the summer. But I think it's going to people slowly kind of get back to, some kind of routine, and then hopefully the fall goes well. That's going to be I think that's going to be the challenge, because we're going to get into the typical fall flu season. So you get the flu combined with COVID, and that could be interesting. So, but any photography news? Anybody doing anything photographically here? Have you been getting tutored, James, by your?
Oh yes, quite often. He's a good teacher.
Okay, good.
I don't say anybody out because I'll be a poor man.
How expensive is that tutor? That tutor, I heard, is pretty darn expensive from what I hear.
Well, in English, you get a discount.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, we haven't got the translation problems yet.
It takes for us. It would take longer for translation.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say something, and you go, "Don't you mean this?" And I go, "Oh yeah." Because I'll say what the Americans say.
Yeah, he told me that he'd been on 50% on the back roads and 50% on the highway. I goes, "Don't you mean the motorway?"
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've been here how long, James? How long has it been since you left England?
It's 2000. Hang on. 81, August the 13th.
Okay. So 40 years almost, 39 years. Yeah.
People say to me all the time, "You still sound very English," and I go, "That's just me. If it changes, it changes. If it doesn't, I'm just being James."
Yeah. No, you still do sound English, but probably not as English as you were when you first came over to the right side of the pond.
I explain to people it's not necessarily I might sound American or might sound English. It's the words I use. Like, I was over there one day and I was talking to some, for example, some mates, and they said, "What are you doing over there?" And I said, "Oh, I'm on vacation." They said, "Don't you mean holiday?" So it's words that you use.
Yeah.
Realize that you're from the States.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, like you said, mates, friends.
Yeah.
We don't say mates, we say friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you use mates, that's like you're psychotic or something. You're like
It's like you're living in Utah. You're not talking to your mates.
Exactly.
Yeah. When he was doing the GIMP, I says to him, "All you got to do is hit Command Z, and then it just corrects it, And he said Command Z, and I goes, "No, that's terrible, It's not speaking English."
Yeah.
I was watching an Australian show last night with a friend, and I had to keep translating because they said, "Oh, he's getting bogged out," and I'm like, "Oh boy, yeah, no, he's stuck in a." But, they had to keep translating things like that, because they're psychotic over there. You know what I'm saying? They don't use regular English. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, Joe, me and my cousin here, we were born in the same borough as Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, so we must be speaking the Queen's English.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's
We just
proper.
hit 90.
Oh.
Yeah. Every year I get so disappointed I'm not on the New Year's honours list.
Yeah, what is she doing? Forgetting all her old, her childhood friends back from the old hood,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
That's it.
come on. Yeah, sure, you get famous and you become the queen. Come on,
Oh.
you're going to forget about all the little people.
I mean, come
Well,
on.
I wouldn't want to be the king or queen.
Oh, yeah.
No, I wouldn't want that life.
Talk about a life. Well, Harry and Meghan are finding that out now, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's kidnapped him, moved to America. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was something on the news about them complaining or making a comment that, boy, we can't get away from the press or something like that. And somebody here said, well, you know, if you wouldn't have bought a $5 million mansion in Beverly Hills, that probably would have helped from getting away from the paparazzi. And then the other thing was, you know, you just can't turn, you know, if you're a member of the royal family, you just can't turn off, you know, on and off fame. You know, it's just, if you're famous, you're famous. If you're not, you're not. You just can't decide, you know, turn it on or turn it off. Like, it's not like a light switch.
Yeah, it's not like they had to work hard for it, though, is it? You know, they are lots inherited and tax-free.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They just live in life of luxury.
His father's the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prince Charles got half of Cornwall he owns.
The funny thing is, the tax is giving it. They're getting the taxpayers' money.
Yeah, no, this is the strange thing for the 21st century. You know, this family could live in absolute luxury in all these palaces and everything, and there's so many of them, all getting their cut. You know, and then he moans because he gets the newspapers looking at what he's doing, but he takes the public money. Then that comes with a job.
Yeah. That's part of the problem.
When
Depending how you look at it, yeah.
he has the money now, they cut him off. Stop him.
That's for sure. So,
I don't suppose you're going to need it, Mark, because he even offered to pay back the $2.5 million the taxpayer paid to do his house up. You know.
oh, really? $2.5 million?
$2.5 million to do when they got married. The Queen give them some property somewhere to, and $2.5 million spent on doing it, and they're saying like he's going to pay that money back. So he must have a pretty big piggy bank.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Meetings, he's charging lots of money as well, so he's getting money in that way. Respect.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it's quite a racket. Quite a racket, that's for sure.
well, that's right. I've got nothing against the royals. You know, as long as I can be king, it'd be fine.
I'm just asking for that. I mean, you know, as long as you know.
Yeah, but I said to Joe, at least like living in the United States, there's a chance that you could become the president. I've got no chance of becoming the king of England.
Yeah, it's pretty. My chance of being the president's pretty close to that, though. Yeah,
You never know your luck.
you never. But these days, you really never know. Yeah, I mean, if that guy's president, I've got a better shot now. Yeah.
It just proves that anybody can become president.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, you might be right. I've got a better shot now. Yeah.
You've got a better chance of becoming president than I've got a chance of becoming king of England.
Yeah.
But why are you looking for a running mate? Why don't you volunteer?
Yeah.
Joe and Joe. That would be perfect. It could be the Joe and Joe team.
The Joe and Joe, yeah.
Joe squared. Joe squared.
There you go.
That is one job I would not. You couldn't, and it doesn't pay that much. Yeah, you couldn't pay me enough for that job.
No.
They don't do that. They do that for afterwards, with all the perks they get afterwards.
Yeah.
That and the ego. Yeah, that and the ego. That's the thing. Is the ego. So, well,
once you become the Prime Minister of the UK, when you retire or get kicked out, there's always a knighthood waiting for you. They all go to the House of Lords in the end.
Oh, really? They get knighted and.
Yeah. Prime Minister will automatically get a knighthood and go to the House of Lords. Yeah. Theresa May, their last Prime Minister, she's already been offered go to the House of Lords, but she's turned it down at the moment because she wants to stay an MP, and still be in Parliament in the House of Commons.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but eventually she will go kicked up baroness or something, you know.
So is it pretty much guaranteed then that you get up there if you want to? I mean, do you have a spot held for you pretty much?
Yeah, I should think they'd be on some honours list one day.
Mhm.
When she finishes her career as an MP in the House of Commons, then she'll probably get on the following year's honours list to go.
So what's the criteria to become House of Lords? What is that?
Well,
Is it elected or is it?
Yeah, it's an unelected chamber. You know, it's usually MPs who have retired or people who have got hereditary titles like Prince Charles. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So MPs are those the representatives basically?
Yeah.
MPs for what?
Yeah, you get knighthoods for different things, charity work. You know. So
Okay. Yeah.
you can just get into the House of Lords that way. But
Okay.
it seems that it's just an antiquated club now, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's all it is. It's the old boys network.
It is. Yeah. They can block legislation from the House of Commons.
If it's called House of Lords, right? What happens when a woman joins it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
they usually get the women's titles, and they're like baroness stuff.
Or
baroness,
Lady? Do they go by lady or do they go by baroness? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Was it?
Huh.
Is it?
Yeah, judges normally end up in the House of Lords.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if we're saying House of Lords, it'd be House of Lords and Dames.
dames. Yeah, there's all lesser titles, isn't there? You know, you can get a member of the British Empire, you get awarded MBE.
Well, you know, otherwise, the women would be saying it's sexist. It's not a man's thing. It's both.
Yeah. I mean, the women are in there as well, but it never used to be, did it? It was always the old boys' club.
Right.
Yeah, the hereditary titles are the ones what are the problem. It's like if you're when you're born, if you're the son of a duke, you know you're going to be a marquess straight away, and then when the old man dies, you inherit all the estates and his title.
Oh.
And it never stops. It goes back hundreds of years. You know, Someone done the king a favour 200 years ago, and they're still living on the landed estates the king gave them and the hereditary titles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but if you get a knighthood that you earn, when you die, it dies with you. Your son don't get it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
that's
that's just one generation. A knighthood is just one generation.
It's you who were given the award, not your sons. You know.
Okay.
They're not giving any money towards that. You know, like do they?
Yeah, they used to get paid a fortune. Like, used to get like 50 grand a year just for turning up, you know, and stuff like that. But that was public money.
When you're knighted, say like they are
No,
knighted
I don't think so. I don't think you get anything now.
title.
No, they stopped all that. There were so many of them drawing money from the public purse that as time's gone by, it's been stopped, you know.
Yeah.
It's only the immediate royal family what gets paid.
I was going to go for knighthood.
I know. Well, because there's Americans now that are knighted.
Oh
right?
yeah. Well, Elton John, I guess does he hold dual citizenship? He's a knight.
Yeah, the
Sir Elton.
your Reagan, right? President Reagan. What was
Yes, he was a knight. He was a knight.
Yeah. But I don't think American citizens are allowed to use the titles, are they?
Well, I don't know. They go by like sir and stuff. I don't know what that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I got to find some other way then. All right.
Yeah, we had a bloke who worked on our radio. He was quite well known, Terry Wogan. He was given a knighthood for his services to like radio.
Okay.
And, he wasn't allowed to actually use the title because he was an Irish citizen,
Oh.
and under their rules, you know, you can't have an English title.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what if I just made up my own sort of knighthood and just started calling myself, Sir Joe?
That's right. You can be Sir Joe.
Yeah.
We're calling her Joe.
Yeah. I should just make up my own knighthood. Just start calling. I want to be referred to from now on, Sir Joe.
Yeah. That never used to go down too well in school. You know, when the teacher used to say, "Call me Sir." You know,
Yeah.
we used to just say to him, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise the Queen had given you a knighthood."
Yeah.
Oh man.
You ever
Well,
get-
we got what's it? Charles Barkley. He goes by Sir Charles.
Yeah, he does.
Goes by
Yeah, he
Sir
does.
Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why couldn't I? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Why not, Sir Joe?
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
The old soldier has just raised all the money for the National Health Service. They're actually, he's been sent a letter from the Queen to say he's being given a knighthood.
Oh, okay. Is he 97, 96 or 97 years old?
100. He was 100. It was his 100th birthday, wasn't it? Yeah.
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 Wow.
And they're going to give him a knighthood for raising £33 million for the NHS.
to walk in and he showed
Yeah.
It's still here in January when he goes and gets it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Can he? Yeah, at that age, you just never know.
No. Yeah.
No, he's. I mean, he must still be pretty good, decent physical shape because he was using a walker, but he was motoring pretty good around his garden.
Yeah, I think he's had his hips replaced, and he had hip problems and cancer and all that. The old boy's lasted really well, all the way from the Second World War. Yeah, he's done well. He's probably done more in the last few years of his life than he has done for his whole life.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, he came into his prime at 98.
Yeah, it's quite an achievement what he's done, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's good for him. That was neat to see that story. That was a good story. I enjoyed that because
I think they said that we needed some good news.
yeah. Oh, he definitely provided it. Now, speaking of good news, it looks like there's some photos that have been posted to the group, which is 100% good news all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Dennis went crazy with his photos, your flower photos here, right? Yeah. Was that the last one we did? No, okay. Here we are. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump into these. I think this was the last one that we did, and we share this. Was it the 007 car? Was that the last one? Or
That was the last one, yeah, 007.
Okay, but you did more versions of the flowers, I think is what you did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, this was that, and then okay, yeah, 007, and then
That's the original, wasn't it?
yeah, that's the original one, and then this is your flowers. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. That one. That was the last one.
That was the last week. Yeah.
James Bond.
You know, I was trying to do that, what you did, Dennis, and I found it very difficult trying to get that number. So you'd have to teach me how to do that one next week.
Yeah. What you mean?
Yeah, but you got to twist it and turn it to go around the shape of the car.
Yeah, that's right. Because if you just put 007 in the box, it's actually flat on the screen. It's not going to turn at the correct angle.
Yeah. Yeah,
you have to use. I can't remember the name of the tool now.
Transform. Transition.
Yeah, it's like distorts everything. You know, you can.
Is it transition or transform?
Transform. That's the one. Transform tool. Yeah. Okay. You have to pull the corners, and it stretches and twists, and you have to like.
Okay.
Right. Then you use the scale tool to shrink it down to the correct size. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That makes sense. Yeah, you got to stretch it and bend it to make it fit the profile of the.
Yeah, that's why the 7 was slightly out, because when you twisted it and moved it away, it changed the angle of the font. You know?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does look like it's sticking out just a little bit.
Yeah. I blame the guy who did it.
I'll have to take another photo.
So here we got Simi. Burned so bright it burned itself out. 85 seconds. He's back in the groove.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Solid.
Last week, May 15th.
Yeah, that's well blown out in the background now. You should have done something else with that. Took it down a bit more.
Yeah, with that long of an exposure, I don't know. It was probably more blown out than that, even, I would think. And then he had to tone that down to get it to. to be.
The only thing I find with digital cameras is they just can't cope with highlights, can they?
Yeah, it is a challenge for sure. Much more so than film. Okay, so this is basically the same scene, taken a little different, looking in a little bit more. 56 seconds. Great colors once again. Yeah.
Is he still using his Nikon 750?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's had that for what, 3 years?
Yeah, it must be.
Ever since he dropped the other one in the ocean. So yeah, I mean, he'll probably keep that as long as it works. I mean, it's a great camera, so it's obviously got plenty of resolution. He's got some good lenses for it. So
yeah, what's the new one out now? Is it 850?
I think it is. I think it is the 850. Yeah. So, but yeah, this one is, I don't know, is it 28 megapixels, 32 megapixels, something like that? So
yeah, trouble is they're still big, aren't they? The full frame mirrors cameras.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it's still a bigger, fairly chunky camera because of the mirror box, that's for sure. So here is Red Admiral Butterfly. Red, white, and blue on the wings. Okay, yep, you can see that.
Very patriotic.
200 to 600, taken at 600 millimeters. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the proper 600mm lens. This guy, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Only, yeah.
It's 5.6 to 6.3. Yeah, it's a good lens though.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's expensive.
Good and expensive. Yeah. But yeah, that's a neat butterfly.
Is he an actual photographer, or is he doing this as a hobby?
I think it's a hobby. I think Jose?
Yeah.
I think it. As far as I know, it's just as a hobby. Yeah. Probably like Simi. That kind of. It seems like he's always out doing something. So
Yeah, for sure.
He's out pretty much every week doing stuff. Oh, here he goes. Simi took a hop across the pond to the castle.
Yeah. I was looking at them earlier. I said to my cousin, like, where did I get a castle from in the United States?
This is Pratt's Corners, Southington, Connecticut.
There you go.
Looks like an old watchtower of some kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's in better condition than our Adley Castle here.
Yeah. Well, this thing's probably at most it would only be 250 years old. 300
Yeah.
versus 800.
Yeah. It's about 850 years old. Yeah.
I this wouldn't be any more than 300 years old, I would guess. Yeah. Let's see. A little walk. About 3 to 6 miles in and off. Too bad the rain stopped. Which overlooks Hubbard Park. It will soon be Memorial Day and the park will be officially open, meaning the car path. Okay, so he posted the link to the website. Take a look at that. Let's see. Oh, did Frank send a thing? All right. Hubbard Park.
Can you read that?
The tower was dedicated in 1900. So it's only 120 years old. The guy built it. Yeah.
It's new.
It's new construction.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not that old. That's 120 years old. But
Well, you can tell it's new construction. They haven't even put the drywall up on it yet.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying to my cousin earlier that there's the Dutch cottage down the road here. What I put on is 1650, and it's just. I said the United States was an English colony when it was built.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you got that. So, that's a nice shot. Looking out over the town. I don't know what town it is, but probably Southington, Connecticut.
Is that a moat around it as well? It looks like it goes down.
No, I think it was put on a hill overlooking the ocean.
it's just a cliff or something.
What was it used for, Mark?
I don't know.
Just a lookout town?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Or just a kind of a the inspiration for the tower has been disputed for years. Was inspired by a Norman French tower, others by a 12th century Turkish tower. It's an observation tower. Yeah, so he just built it as a observation tower on top of the cliff, basically. Yeah.
They had extra rocks and they didn't know where to put them, so they just stacked them there.
Yeah. Spectacular view of the greater Meridian area. Okay, so that must be Meridian, Connecticut then. Yeah. This is slightly distorted over here. Is this a wide angle? Yeah, taking it 20 millimeters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit too close. A little distorted, the tower is. Oh, put the fake moon up there.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a fake moon, so it's an official photo at this point. I appreciate that very much. Yeah. The distortion's okay because the viewers are distorted anyway. So
that's true. Yeah, fits right in.
Yeah, so he knows what he's doing. He's got some distorted viewers.
He knows his audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Large orange sulfur butterfly. Yeah, that's yellow. That is for sure.
Mm.
Make it bigger. No,
it's always crazy the colors that are in nature. Sometimes
yeah. It's you get the vivid. You get the super, this red on the flower, and then the yellow on the butterfly. Yeah.
It's a trip too, because you you look at I don't know, what would those be, veins in the butterfly's wing there?
Yeah.
And some of them are just perfectly straight,
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find straight lines in nature, and there's a couple of them at least.
Yeah, right around here that are straight. Yeah. Oh, there's assuming that's Simi. Self-portrait, maybe? Yeah.
I doubt it.
30-second image. 30-second exposure. I don't know.
It looks like a white dude right there, doesn't it?
I don't know.
You think so?
Hard to tell, but yeah, he's enjoying the view. I like how he did with the texture on the pavement and the stones.
Yeah.
Very nice. So that's kind of his take on things.
He's trying to emulate large format, Mark.
Yeah, I think he is. He's wishing he had a large format. He's secretly hoping that he can get one.
Yeah. Well, that's not what he said to us when we told him to buy one.
Yeah. This is his suitable substitute, acceptable substitute for a large format. Yeah, little perspective correction there in post-processing. Purple finch. It's a misnomer. It's neither purple for the male or female of the species. Shown as the female. So I wonder why they call it purple. Who knows? That's nice. Sitting on top of the highest branch. Yeah. And he's giving Wes a run for his money with the wildlife photography here.
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, there you go, Joe.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Like that for sure.
Yeah.
He's done this for you, Joe.
Yeah, probably. I appreciate it very much. I think it's pretty cool, man, in black and white for sure.
Oh, yeah. No, it's really.
It's more fitting with the times, black and white.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has more of a older feel than it. The color is I like the color ones too. This just has a different feel. You know?
Yeah, no, definitely. Nice, nice comparison between the black and white and color. But yeah, it's just immediately makes it more older and more.
Yeah, it's filled the frame well, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that rock.
Yeah, the rock coming in and the tower. Yeah. Very nice. This was 20 millimeter. So yeah, wide angle.
Only 29 groups, so I can tell his heart really wasn't in this one.
Yeah. He was distracted, I think.
Yeah, just, really distracted.
10 seconds.
That looks pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the way he got the light coming off of, what is that, the left side there?
Yep.
Or coming from the left side. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like this.
And then it's I framed the wall kind of
It's a bit
right up to the tower.
if he's lifted the shadows and we've brightened it up.
Yeah.
I like the detail on the the chimney itself with all the rocks in it.
Yeah. Yeah. He did very good. And I think it's one of those things where black and white brings out that detail more than color. Probably.
Yeah, and the time that the exposure got those clouds to move just enough, so you just really hone in on the foreground and on the subject itself, which I believe is that tower. So the background just doesn't, the sky just doesn't get in the way at all. It's just you're just immediately focused on the rest.
Yeah, it's just the tower is all you want to see.
I mean, even the ones, the branches that are off on the right are slightly blurred, so they must have moved a little bit. But the ones on the left over there are just dead sharp. I mean, they're just it's pretty. He does a great job with this stuff.
Yeah, this is very well done. Nice composition. Nice use of black and white exposure to get the sky to be blurred, so it's there, but it's not drawing attention to itself. Yeah.
Have you done any model shoots lately, Joe?
No, nothing at all. I haven't shot. Starting to get a little concerned too. I don't want to get too rusty.
But do you go to a model agency and pick a couple, or do they come to you and ask you to take their photo?
The girls usually, as a matter of fact, I got one today that put out her schedule. She's planning on coming later on in a few months. So, there's, some of these gals, they travel. And so it's just a matter of everyone getting more comfortable with flying and the conditions that it's going to take to fly. I mean, from the minute you catch your Uber, you're going to have to wear a mask until you get where you got to go, whatever hotel you're going to be at, so it's hours and hours and hours. You're going to have to be wearing a mask. I mean, there's hardly an airport you can't wear. Yeah. You can't not wear a mask. Ubers make you wear a mask. The plane, you're going to have to wear the mask the whole time. Like you're.
Yeah.
But is this a job for you where you get paid, or is it just like practice?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely pay the models. That's for sure. And yeah, it's just, for me, it's just good practice. Just, staying fluid, staying, sharp, trying to, keep your hobby going,
When you do the photography of the models, will you be able to put them on this site?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be able to put them on. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, if I can if I can find volunteers, then that makes it better because I don't have to pay them. But yeah, we'll see. As people get more comfortable, when you photograph people, people have to be out and willing to, willing to do that. So
yeah, it's kind of not the most popular thing right now, but that'll change. People just adapt to the reality that if you're going to travel, you're going to need to wear a mask, and then you go from there.
And the deals, there's a lot of deals right now, so that might help. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yep. Well, you just got to fly around like a bumblebee and then get what you need.
Boom.
Bang.
You know. It's interesting to me every time I see these macro shots. You know how furry these bugs really are. You know, we see them flying around.
Yep. Yeah. Look at all that. I mean,
he's furry like a bear. He looks like a little flying bear with a lot of feet. You know,
mhm.
with a lot of
Yep.
legs.
Look at the detail on the feet, the little pitchfork type. Yeah.
Yeah, he got this thing. How fast was he shooting
I
there?
don't know. Was it-
Yeah, 1/600. Yeah.
1600th. Yeah. 640. 600 millimeters. Yeah.
He did a great job, man.
Yep. It's not a macro lens, but he gets pretty. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I don't know what the ratio is, but pretty close. It's probably got a decent, probably relatively short close focus distance, I would think, at 600. Because that's, I mean, maybe, he cropped it too, I would think.
Yeah.
It looks quite soft in places.
Yeah. Oh, the wings back. Oh, the wings are moving. I mean, that's obviously, but the feet are pretty sharp there. It's a little soft up here, but right here, it's pretty sharp.
I wonder how many shots he done to get this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat though. Yeah, it's one of those you just got to pick a flower and wait.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So here's the color version. So
Yeah.
between the two, let me see, Joe. You like the black and white one?
Yeah, please. Give me a break. I don't think there's any argument from anybody on this
No,
one.
I was going to say the black and white one.
Yeah, definitely black.
I prefer the black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, the scene. I mean, this is neat. I do like, the grass kind of in the rocks, but I mean, that's not the image is the tower. And when you do that in black and white, it just all ties together very well. Gradually coming back. Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of shots around the castle.
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah, there you go, James. So Orange Lily. Snooping around the neighbor's house, or is this in your house?
Yeah.
I tell them I'm going to do it, and they like it, and then I give them a copy of the print, and
That's
they
nice.
love it.
Yeah.
The one over there, she said to me, "Wow, it's so sharp." I go, "Yeah, it's a copy for you."
Oh, that's
But
nice.
I don't invite them to come with me to take the photograph because they drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they'll be saying, "Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you?" I go, "No, it's my. I'll take the shot. Don't worry about it."
You'll get a copy of it. No, this is nice. Colors are great. I like the water on the petals.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. And you got that pretty sharp. Was this taken with your with the 40 millimeter?
Yeah,
Okay. Wide open.
because I can't read it. It's,
40 millimeter at f2.8
yeah.
for 320th of a second.
Is it clear to you? Because it's a little bit faint to me, and I thought maybe I need a bigger monitor.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp. I mean, I think this-
No, I mean text when you're reading it like 2.8.
Oh. Yeah, no, I can read it. But
Yeah. it's,
I really look at it.
I've got
I'm back here. I can't see it.
I got 27-inch screen here though I'm looking at. So.
yeah, I'm looking at it on a 30-inch screen. So
Mine's probably on 5.
yeah.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it that doing photographs on a 27
Mhm.
4K screen, when I use the laptop, I think, oh, why am I bothering?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a lot tougher, that's for sure.
You know what I like doing with my laptop is that when we're talking, Dennis, I like showing you what's on the screen in it. So it's so much easier to do it with double thing.
Yeah, it is good that I get the view that he's getting on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
I like
great.
that. That's nice.
Yeah, this one, very nice. A great egret. Huntington Beach, California.
It's funny because I think the bluish background really makes that picture stand out.
Yeah, I think that is the really nice.
I like that one.
background. You got
That's blurred out nicely as well.
mm-hmm. And whoa, there we go. Yeah, good job. So this was 359 millimeters. So he didn't even use the full 600. So it must have been flying right over him. A 2,000th of a second, but f6.3. So as wide open as it could be, probably. Yeah.
Now, when you're doing birds, I suppose you have to be patient and wait.
Yeah.
You got to
take a lot of shots and hope you get a couple that are sharp. Yeah.
Yeah, practice doing the shot with the pan in. Then when it happened, hopefully you got it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, it depends too on what you're trying to do. I know when I shot birds, it just depends on what you're trying to do. I didn't pan a lot because that wasn't what I was trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
But there can be so many birds in some of these situations, and they're doing so many things all at the same time that you're just kind of like, shooting all kinds of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. It really
Yeah.
is. I miss shooting birds.
Yeah, it's challenging because they're always moving, and you got to typically take a lot of shots to get one that comes out. But when they do, they're nice. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. It is.
Yeah.
I bet that bird's got quite a lot of lift on those wings. Look at the shape of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and those are decent. Great egrets are pretty good sized birds. They're not.
What's a trip is you can get so mesmerized by all these birds that and then you're trying to get a shot, and the problem is they're flying over your head, and you're like, oh, and you have your mouth open while they're, what I'm saying, you gotta make sure to keep your mouth shut. You don't want
I was gonna say I was inside, and it was about a week ago. Pam was coming back from a short walk, and she goes, I just got shit on by a bird. Came down to hit right on the forehead. She thought it was a raindrop, and it was the bird flew out of a tree. She was by our garage, and it came out and it clinked right in her head.
Oh man!
Good thing I didn't have my mouth open. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lucky to be shit upon.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son got done by a seagull a few weeks ago. He was standing by the bus stop. It's all down his face, on his shoulder, all down the back of his coat.
Oh man.
That's so awful, man. I swear.
Yeah. You're actually surprised it doesn't happen more with all the birds flying around,
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, they seem to find my car quite often.
Yeah. Well, they're probably just flying around going, hey, look, hey, Fred, there's another car. Go ahead and bombs away. See if you can get it.
He's just watched it. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at it. They just sit in
There's
front
a
of the
brand new
car.
car, freshly cleaned car. Let's dump on it.
Yeah. Let's have that this one. Yeah.
So I'm taking converting color negatives to converting negatives to positives in GIMP. I just played around with this a little bit today. So this is
an older photo you shot.
Yeah, this is like 3 years old. I shot this about this time, like 3 years ago, when we were up in this is near Cooperstown, New York, I guess.
Yeah, this is your 4x5, yeah?
Yeah, this is a 4x5. As you can see, Ektar 100. And so I opened it up in GIMP and played around with it. And actually, there is a filter in GMIC that's a film simulation filter.
Right.
So I opened it up. I just opened the negative up there, click film simulation. It brought it pretty much to this.
Yeah.
It did a very nice job. Now I've still got stuff I need to do to this. I could adjust the colors and that type of stuff, but it got it, 80% of the way there.
Yeah, what did you scan it with? What DPI did you scan
This
it?
was scanned at, I think, 2400 DPI.
Oh, that's quite high then, yeah.
Yeah. The TIFF is like 1.3 gig.
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it?
So this was an uncompressed JPEG, and it was 23 meg. But yeah, as you can see, There we go. I mean, that's zoomed in. So it was actually a pretty good shot. I'm going to need to play around with this a little bit and adjust the colors and whatnot. But just for kind of opening up a negative and a couple clicks and then about 30 seconds of waiting while it did its thing.
Are you gonna sharpen it? See how it goes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through and do it again and then sharpen it. You know, save it as a TIFF, have it save as a separate image file as a TIFF.
Yeah, I found sharpening the film.
Mm-hmm.
It looks better than sharpening digital photographs.
Yeah.
Because of the random noise, you know.
Yeah, the grain. Yeah.
The grain of the film. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to see how I could find a way to get that basic conversion, and it worked pretty good. So
Yeah.
I've got now. What's interesting? I'll go back to the group. So this is what I did. Let me go back. I'll go back to my photo stream. That's the best thing, because I posted an image of that. So there's the one I converted today. And then if I go back, that's the one when I did in Photoshop and really, you know, tweak the colors and sharpness and all that stuff. So obviously a big difference.
Yeah, but you should be able to do this in GIMP as well.
Yeah, it's just a matter of learning the
Slider.
controls. And this was used in Photoshop. There was a filter or a plugin that did a really good job of converting film negative, you know, negatives to positive. Did a good job of converting to positive.
Yeah, when you scanned it, Mark, did you just scan it as a negative then?
I scanned it as a raw negative. Yeah.
Yeah, see, because on the Epson I got here, I can put a negative 4x5 in and scan it as a positive.
Yeah. No, I have scanned all my stuff. I scanned as a raw negative, just so I would have, you know, thinking that it's what it is, and then I can, you know, I can import it any number of times and change it and convert it and do everything, you know, from the negative. So
yeah, but you can tell it to do the final scan as a positive.
yes, you can. Yep.
So you still got your negative scan, but it will produce the final image as a positive.
Yeah, and I think if I remember right, the scanner they had, the software, what was it?
Silverfast.
Silverfast, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. It comes with the Epson scanner.
Yeah. And it was an Epson scanner that they had in that studio, so it was Silverfast.
Yeah, I haven't really got me into Silverfast because I was using ViewScan.
Yeah, and they didn't have ViewScan on that one. They had Silverfast, and I played around with it and tried to do a few positives, and I just didn't like it. So I was like, I'm just going to scan it as a negative, and then I'll convert it.
Yeah, well, ViewScan just about runs any scanner.
Mm-hmm.
I needed it to run my the Nikon 4000.
Yes.
The scanner.
Yeah, Silverscan didn't make a version for that.
Yeah, Nikon don't support it no more, so you know, ViewScan's the only way I can use the scanner.
Yeah. So I'm going to use this as my reference as I play around in GIMP to see.
But the problem with doing it the way you've done it here is, as far as I can see, is you got to play around with subtractive colors to get your final image. If you're
if I use the plugin to get me most of the way there, like I'm doing now, the filter in GMIC has a lot of adjustments for, you know, saturation, contrast, all that type of stuff.
Right. So it's going to do it for you.
Yeah. So I don't have to go in and do curves or anything like that. I can get probably almost all the way there just by manipulating the other controls once it does the initial conversion.
What's the sliders though? Are they RGB sliders or are they magenta and yellow? And
I think you can have it go either way.
Yeah, because that's what used to do me in the dark room. When you wanted to enhance the blue,
yep.
you didn't play with blue. You played with the yellow subtractive color, like
Yeah, and they've got that where you can do that way, or just moving magenta, cyan, CMYK or whatever.
Yeah. That's the thing, and of course, all your printing machines, the best printers are subtractive colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't use RGB and print.
You CMYK. So, so I was happy to find that a filter in GMIC that gets it pretty close like this. So.
Yeah, I mean, there is some stuff in GMIC that you can click on, and it just does everything for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's pretty much what this was. I clicked on it, looked at it. I played around very briefly, didn't really pay much, just tried to get it a little bit, and then I hit the go button, and it did its conversion. I just had it save as a separate file.
Yeah, so you're going to turn this into like match up the Photoshop version.
I'm going to try to, yeah. That'll be my reference. And then this one was another image from that same trip. I haven't converted this one before, and it's not a great image. I think it's probably it's not too bad, but it was it's kind of, the light was really bad, and but I think I'll play around with this one a little bit too.
There's going to be a lot of detail in this negative.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look at all those flowers and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, as we were saying, like a full frame digital camera, you're gonna have to blow up the picture 10 times the size just to get to your negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, when you got the negative, as you say, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
put it on post editing, how do you do that? Because it's a negative. Do you just scan it in or what?
Well, what I did was I got the film developed. They sent me back the negative, and I put the negative. I scanned in the negative as a negative, so I didn't have the scanning software do color conversion. I just had it scan as a raw file, basically.
Right.
And then I depend on conversion in Photoshop, or now GIMP, to basically invert, from a negative to a positive.
Right.
Didn't that lab you went to have a drum scanner, Mark?
It had a drum scanner that wasn't working, that the guy had bought but hadn't rehabbed it yet.
Right, because
as of last year, it still wasn't rehabbed. So I don't know what.
No, because I have never seen a drum. Well, I've seen pictures which have been drum scanned.
Yeah.
But I've never had one of my negatives. Like if I had a nice 4x5, an exceptional one.
Yeah. See, I think this one would be one that would be interesting in a drum scan.
Yeah, because I wonder what size the file is when you have a drum scan.
I don't know. Big.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's probably a couple gigabytes, but you can drum scan at different resolutions. So
yeah.
I mean, I've looked at sites that do drum scanning, and they offer drum scanning at relatively low resolution. I was like, well, why would you do that?
Yeah, you might as well just use a scanner on your desktop.
Yeah, a regular flatbed. If you're going to do drum scan, then you're going to want to scan at like more than 2,500 DPI, 3,000 DPI, something like that.
Yeah, the drum scan.
But then you end up with such a big file that it just takes a lot of processing power to do anything with it.
But a drum scan is going to have to scan detail in this picture that you can't even see with a naked eye.
Yeah.
All the details there, you just can't see it.
Yeah.
It's for the same possible reason that, when it comes to video,
mm-hmm.
cats will shoot with 8K resolution, and you're never going to use that right now. But they say that it's and they would rather downsize that.
Yep.
Because you've still got a better file.
Yeah. Downsampled 8K to 4K is maybe better than 4K to start off with.
Right.
Yeah. So I did find a way to, relatively easy way without fiddling around too much to get a basic conversion. And now I just need to find a way to tweak it a little bit. So GMIC has a lot of stuff in it.
I've been playing with GMIC this week.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think, well, like I said, I'm not using Adobe anymore at all. So I've got to learn how to do everything that I was doing.
But do you have any old files that you might need to use it with?
Well, I mean, I've just got, I've got all my scans just saved on my hard drive. So it's just a matter of opening up that file. I'll show you. Let me open up. I've got GIMP open. I'll just open up and show you what the negative was. There it is. So this is the negative. Keep the color space. Let's see here. Share the screen. There we go. So that's the negative.
Oh,
Right.
So it's interesting. So if I go here and I go into filters and I go to GMIC, see what it does here. See how long it takes.
It's a big file.
Okay, so there we go. And I go into colors, I think it was. And
Out there.
there is, where was it? Oh, simulate film. And let's see how long it takes to to do its thing. Takes a little bit probably. And then I have to invert. I invert it in
GIMP.
yeah, invert it. So I go into colors and I just do a basic invert. And that gets you sort of the way there. It's got that cast.
Yeah.
And then I take that into GMIC and then do the simulate film. And it seems to do a decent job of removing the that color cast that you get just from a basic.
Did it take you a long time to figure it out with all those different options?
There we go. See, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I fiddled around with this for about 3 hours this afternoon between, doing some work and doing this and watching YouTube videos. And I was like, well, there's got to be a way. I'm going to check GMIC. And so I opened it up and I saw this, so that's a simulate film. So now I've got all the different things you can, the strength, the brightness, contrast, gamma, hue, saturation. You can normalize colors. That's with no normalization. Pre-normalize, post-normalize.
There, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's doing color. So I just, so there's lots of options. Now, Dennis, when I've got this on, how do I add another filter to this one? So say this, I'm happy with this the way it is, but can I add another filter before I hit the apply?
I'm not sure if you have to apply this first.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, because I've tried doing too many things and the program crashed.
Yeah.
You didn't save the work you already done,
Yeah. So what I've done is I just save this as a new image and then I'll open that up in GIMP and dump it back in if I want to add something else to it.
Yeah. And because when you've mastered GMIC, then you can download FX Foundry, which is even bigger.
No. So yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff in here. But yeah, I like the simulate film seems to work pretty good. Yeah. So I mean, I think that gets me most of the way there. The thing that's nice is it does a good job of removing that color cast when you do just a straight inversion.
Yeah, because I didn't suffer from the color cast because I was working with the positive.
Yeah. So you didn't have to worry about it.
No, it's but I've tried removing the color cast off of a color negative.
Mm-hmm.
It was disastrous, So.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, check this out, man. Totally non-photography related, but I literally just found right now SACD RIP of Dire Straits Brothers in Arms.
And how big is it?
You want to take a wild guess at
2.5 gig.
how big a SACD rip is.
Of the whole album or just the song?
The whole album. Yeah,
Oh,
you got nine tracks on this album.
I'm gonna say 4 gigs.
Yeah, it's 3.16 gigs.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could download a Dire Straits album in Super Audio CD format, or you can just do a 4x5 color print.
64-bit. 64-bit.
Well, I say download it, Joe. Is this from one of your approved download sites?
Yes, one of the very approved.
Okay, so.
So have you tried GIMP?
Joe, no.
Uh-huh.
He's
No.
he's still tied into Adobe.
Yeah, I'm still in Adobe.
He hasn't revolted against the mega corporation.
I
am still,
What I found disappointing with Adobe is the fact you can't even buy it anymore. It was dear enough anyway. But
Right.
now you can only lease it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can only subscribe now. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that. I just need to play around with the filter, and I think maybe if I take what it does, drop it over into GIMP and get a little bit more detail with that, I can probably get the same basic image. But yeah, it works pretty good. I mean, I think it'll.
There was a guy on YouTube who was going on about using the GIMP, and he said it was terrible. He says first time he used it, it was awful. He says, but someone told him to stick with it, use it for at least a month, and and now he says that when he uses his Adobe, he's just switching back to GIMP because GIMP is so much easier.
Yeah, it's what you're used to. It's what you're used to.
He's just got used to it. It's probably not any better, but it's just.
Yeah, he just retrained his brain to do things a little different way. Yeah. So, yep. All right. So Joe's probably downloading the SAC. So I want a full review of this, Joe, to hear if you can hear a difference.
Oh, I honestly don't know that my gear would let me hear the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's gonna downsample this so bad that.
Yeah, the down sample up to like 70, 88, 192 or something like that. Yeah.
I mean,
you need an SACD player is what you need.
Yeah, that's what you need. You really,
Yeah.
You need, or I could probably, no. I don't have anything that would properly. I just now have some gear that does DSD.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know if I'm sure there is a difference in sound, but how much and whether you really hear it or not, I don't know.
Man, it's fun to play with that DSD.
If you do enough alcohol or hallucinogens, you can hear anything you want to hear in the music.
Anything you want. But boy, I mean, it's God.
3.6 gigs. Yeah.
These files are huge. They just started. Uploading these files, and there's tons of jazz. The thing about it too is it's all jazz, and once you get into the
that's like the 8x10 color negative of the music world.
Yeah, this is like this is the ultimate in digital.
Yeah,
Sure.
Your crappy MP3s would be like downloading a super small compressed JPEG from an early 2000s digital camera, and now your super SACD is like an 8x10 negative scan.
Yeah,
it is. And it's fun because when I go from listening to the different levels of DSD, because there's different levels in DSD. So once I go from listening to the DSD down to an MP3, it's like, oh my God, it's. And even when I go back to listening to Tidal, it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like
there's a difference. There is a difference.
Wow.
Well, there's a big difference between FLAC files and.
Oh yeah, the biggest jump you're going to get is going from a basic MP3 to a FLAC file.
Yeah,
you're going to notice that almost everybody can pretty much notice the difference there between like an MP3 and a FLAC.
Yeah,
and then beyond that, I think what you're getting into is just whether the equipment that you have or that type of thing. But there's a huge difference. I mean, that's that's almost guaranteed. If you play somebody an MP3 and then play them a FLAC, they're going to hear they'll pretty much hear the difference on anything over the cheapest or least expensive of systems. So
Well, these are all different files. You're not dealing with FLAC anymore. You're dealing with .dsf files.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Joe, the soundtracks on the films, everyone wears really crazy over Dolby Surround, 5.1, and then DTS come out. And the DTS sounds so much better than Dolby ever did.
And now you got the Atmos.
Yeah. It's just about you buying more gear.
Oh yeah, no, the sound improves, but yeah, in order to get it, you got to have a new system. Got to have a new system.
Yeah.
So, oh darn, that means you got to buy more stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else in GIMP this week, then, Mark, or was that was
it? Yeah, that was it. So now I'm gonna play around with this to make sure I feel pretty comfortable converting, negatives, color negatives into something that looks good.
Yeah, I reprocessed the stitch I'd done of the mill, the wall,
Okay.
and I used the GIMP frame straight out of GIMP. Didn't do anything with it, just and it builds the frame with some of the detail of the main picture, the shades in the frame. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I put a couple on tonight to.
Let's take a look. I guess I got to go back and refresh the group. Let's see.
See, it's funny. I'm looking at my laptop over here so I can read all the writing because it's too small on that screen.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Bump up the size of the fonts.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So here's your right, 90 F28. Have we seen this flower before? Is this a new one?
I don't know. I can't see anything.
Hang on. There you go. Now you can see it. There we go.
Right. Yeah, this is a new one.
Okay.
I've done this. May.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Look at that. That's nice detail. Then yeah, this was taken just a couple days ago.
Yeah, that was just. I was playing around this week because we're pretty limited to what we can do at the moment. This flower had just come out the same day it opened, so I did it, and I kept the background deliberately dark, and then what was going through, I just cloned it out to black anyway.
Contrast.
Yeah, it's
nice.
yeah, but that's just a frame I put round. That's not a GIMP frame. That was just decor frame out of. That's a GIMP frame. Yeah, the other one was a GMIC straight.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this was me and my son. We went over to the boat, and
okay,
that's a police patrol boat out there.
Oh,
yeah, they were just turning people back. If you would try to go out to sea, they would just turn you back, saying you're at risk because the Coast Guard's not working at full strength. And
okay.
Yeah, so so basically you can play on the boat around in the river, but
you don't go out. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do some wide open shots, Yeah.
Oh, I like this. The colors are great on this one.
Yeah, this is our slipway down to the boats. Yeah.
I like that color strip. It really brings it out.
Yeah, I've never done anything with the colours in this. It's straight out the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I built a frame on that one, but the stitch, I reprocessed the stitch in the GIMP because I stitched it together in GIMP, two photographs, and then I put a GMIC frame around it.
That one's nice. Oh, okay, this one.
This one, yeah. And you see the frame. It even puts the black shadows on. You can adjust everything, and you can adjust colours. But whatever the photograph, I noticed, see the back bit seems to take detail out of the picture itself. in the back frame. So if that was a picture of red, if that was red, then you'd have a red tint in the outside frame. You know.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you follow it around, you can see like the grass area. He's putting a lot of green into.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of taken. Okay, and up in here, and this where the sky, it's kind of lighter.
Yeah, it's
Over here, the brown of the rock. Yeah.
take details out of the picture and just build it into the frame.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I didn't have to build that frame. That's what it actually does. It puts that
Yeah.
frame on your picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, explain that again because I'm not really quite following. You're sort of like saying the sky is mixing with the ground and it's not mixing correctly, or what?
See the bit on the side.
Over here, James,
Yeah.
you see the green?
See the
Okay.
green?
It's just pulling the color from that portion of the image.
It's pulling some of the detail from the image and making the frame up in the back.
Yeah. So like here, it's got more of a water or silver color, and that's, I'm assuming that's coming from this part of the image where it's more silver,
Yeah, they're like
and
this.
brown, and then
But you know what, Dennis? You noticed it because it's your picture, but I would have noticed that just looking at it without being told.
What the frame? Yeah, well, it's not so pronounced on this one, but I've put this frame on.
Mhm.
Like if you put this frame on your orange flower,
Mhm.
you see what it does like to the outside. Yeah,
Yeah, you'd probably have a shade of a light shade of orange around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is subtle, and when you first look at it, you don't see that, but it obviously adds to the to the image.
and you can increase the shadow to give you the impression that the picture is framed and it's
Mhm.
mounted on a separate board.
Yep.
You know, and you can adjust the how much shadow you got. You can adjust
Yep.
what color the shadow is, what color the inner frame.
Well, there is a lot of flexibility. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, so I mean that was just one filter.
Okay. Well, we'll see if I can work on this picture here for next week and get it looking like the other one, and put a frame around it.
You know, looking at the orange flower,
Yeah.
I'd
Oh,
say
yeah, that one there. Yeah.
that frame is probably going to have a bit of rock.
Mm-hmm. On the bottom, some green over here. Yeah. Green
Yeah.
over.
Try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
play in the week.
There you go. Well, good, guys. A good show as always. Yeah, I think we're back next week. I don't still be sheltering in place. Oh, not really. We'll be out and about, but yeah, still pretty much stay at home.
Yeah, I think some of our shops are going to open on the 1st of June. You know.
Yeah, well, there you go. You're going to be you're going to have to go to bed early because you wake up early and go running out because June 1st is Monday morning. You just go running out and go shopping. Get all that.
I don't think so.
So listen, what size monitors do you guys have? Like this one here I'm using is 21.5.
Oh, yeah, I ain't trying to brag, but I got 27. Yeah,
Ah,
Yeah.
I got a 32 and a half.
What is it, Joe? Like, is it an Apple or what?
Yeah, I have an iMac. Me and Dennis.
He's got a 5K screen.
Yeah.
And mine's just an Acer. It's a 4K screen.
Yeah.
32-inch 4K screen. I think it was only,
You got a good deal on that though.
I think it was $220 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty inexpensive for what it is.
Because all I need is, like, I've got my laptop here as well, and this other one here, 20s. To get a bigger one, all I got to do is just get the monitor and plug it
Yeah.
in.
Oh, you could get a nice 27-inch monitor for probably a full HD 27-inch monitor for $110 nowadays, and you could probably get a 32 for $200.
Yeah. If you got Thunderbolt, you got an Apple iMac, so you got Thunderbolt connection. Yeah, run a separate screen anyway.
Oh, I used to have this when I was working. I used to plug my work computer into this as well, so I had extra monitors. Yeah, so I know it can be done.
Yeah, no, it's made a huge, well, from work primarily, but editing photos and that type of stuff, just having a bigger screen makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I bet Joe's got a 5K screen on his one, so that's going to be the ultimate. It costs you a fortune to buy anything separate to plug in.
Yeah. No, Joe. Now, but you have two monitors off of that one, right? You've got the main screen, and then you're running don't you run a TV or something off of it?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I have my actual other monitors right here. If you can see it on my, it's actually right there. My other 27-inch monitor. That's it right there off of the shoulder. But right now, I'm just running just the computer. I took my other, but that's also a nice thing you can do too, James, is just buy you a halfway decent TV and hook it up and use that as a second screen. I did that for the longest time. I wasn't using that for hardcore editing though. I was using that as a second screen with my grid that had all my images on it so I could see. And then I would put images over to there as a reference so that I could use it as a reference to possibly a way that other people are seeing my images. You know, that way I could kind of balance things. So I put things on my phone, put them on my iPad. I put them on that screen. I put them on my TV in my living room. I would put that image on as many monitors in my house as possible to get an idea of how other people are seeing it, you know?
Yeah, because it does change a little bit depending on each device you're viewing it on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny because one time I did a headshot of this guy. He was a barman. He wanted to be a realtor. So I took the headshots and I did the processing. And a couple of hours later, I told him to come back. And I told him to sit in my living room. And I put it on the TV because I had Apple TV. So I did it from the computer to the TV in the living room. So you got a nice 42-inch spread of a picture. I was amazed that it was on there.
Yeah.
You can get a pretty darn good idea, I think, of how, how I look. So
yeah, you wouldn't want to do your editing on a TV, but for as a second source for like gathering information and laying things out and that type of thing. Yeah.
It was just for viewing, so you can see.
Yeah. No, I thought about when I was looking at this 32-inch monitor, I was like, for this much money, I could probably get a 42-inch HD TV. But the resolution, for critical like editing and that type of stuff, it wasn't going to be as good as this. So now I might still go the route of because I've got another, I think a 25-inch over here. I think if I could get rid of that and replace that with like a 32-inch or something and put it on the wall, that would be nice. But because they're so cheap now, I just wait till like Black Friday sale at Costco and get one of those for $99 or something, and hook up an HDMI cable into it and call it good.
Yeah, I've half thought about buying a decent size TV and putting it up where I would hang, images like the 20 by 30s I have, and then that way I could remotely change these things at any given moment, or I could have them just cycling.
Just like a big, one of those Wi-Fi picture frames. Yours will be just like a 55-inch picture frame.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, have a good week. Dennis, I know you'll be preparing for everybody getting let out of confinement here next week. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, we've been out anyway. We've been over the boat and playing the river.
Yeah.
So first time, we can actually go somewhere without getting arrested.
Yeah, that's always good. Yeah.
Arrested. Wow, that's.
All right.
Is your an essential, sir?
Yeah. You don't need any extra interactions with law enforcement than absolutely necessary. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's one way to potentially ruin your day very quickly.
It could. Yeah.
It could. Yeah.
Just saying.
All right. Hey, good show, guys. Have a safe week, good week, and we'll be back here next Sunday.
Soon doesn't it?
What's that?
It soon comes round. Shoots round the next Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got what is it? 31st of May. Next Sunday's the last day in May, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. On to June. All right. Good. All right. Everybody have a good week.
Yeah, I'll see you.
All right. Bye.
I'll give you a call later then, cousin.